Alright, friends, welcome. I'm a little under the weather, as you might be able to tell here from my voice, but I'm still going to do a little streaming. Still going to do a little drawing, as it were. You can see here my Cody Rhodes is ready to rock and roll. So I might just do inks on him tonight. I'm kind of living this having to have water and throat coats going on. Sometimes earlier this week, I was supposed to do another stream for my art, and I got my eyes dilated because I have some eye procedures that have been ongoing, and so that dilation overstayed its welcome way too long, super lame. So I decided, come hell or high water, we were doing the fan art stream at the end of the night. And then yesterday, I just started coming down with it. Thankfully, it's not COVID. But it is definitely some kind of cold, flu. Who knows? So I'm going to pop that in and start popping this in. As you might have known if you're a wrestling fan, there's been a lot of drama in the Cody Rhodes sector. The WrestleMania story is on full blast right now, and we had a really cool press conference at WrestleMania. The We Want Cody chants are going strong, and I really wanted to do take advantage of that. I'll just be straight up honest. I was just I was going to do Bailey this week, but I wanted to do capture on this Cody bonanza, as it were. With that out of the way, basically what's been happening is Cody won the men's Royal Rumble. He then came out on SmackDown and said he was not going to go after Roman Reigns, and The Rock came out and decided to take his spot. And then everyone was not happy with that, and they were like, boo earns. And then we had this press conference where they kind of flipped the story on its head, where he's like, no, I'm going to go for it. I'm tired of this. You're talking trash about my family. Classic pro wrestling. It was just a wonderful, fun press conference. So I wanted to capture that Cody Rhodes zenith while I had the chance. And what I'm trying to see here is my layers, and they're ready to go. So layer 1 is my sketch layer. Layer 2 will be my inking layer. I'm going to grab a black and grab my favorite. So whenever I do sketching, I work with 2 different pencils. For the searching lines, which means the general gestures, the exploration of what the body might be and that kind of thing, I'll use an HB pencil. Once I solidify where the proportions of the body are going to be, I'm going to use a 6B pencil. Be that as it may, for inking, I go with a couple of different ones, but my favorite one is dry ink, so I keep it in my go-tos. And I always do a black ink, and then so layer 2 will be my inking layer. Layer 1 at about 40-50% will be my layer of sketch. So, what do you want to draw about? Cody Rhodes. Let's do it. So I like to start with faces all the time here. And just test my brush. And I was like, it might be a little bit too thick there. But I want the eyebrows to be a little bit more. He doesn't really have thick black eyebrows or anything like that. But I want the emotion to be there. So I always go for, whenever I'm drawing, the eyes are always the first things I tend to go for. And I'm looking for, my stupid live isn't showing up here on my phone. So what I'm looking for is my live so I can see if anyone's in the chat. Right now I can't see it. It's not going to be the end of the world. we'll do it the easy way. So bear with me. Still rocking and rolling. I'm gonna click the link and it'll take me to YouTube. Going a little bit more like, kind of look a little bit more cartoony with his looks. A little bit more. I've been watching a lot of Justice League Unlimited while I'm drawing in the background, so I'm kind of like doing some square jaws and some very thick cheekbones. But this is wrestling. That's exactly, sometimes just how it should be. And again, if you're joining us, thank you. First, and then second, I am sick as a dog. So if I sound a little off, or if you hear me, I have lozenges in my mouth right now, so I'm working on trying to sound not like I'm, dying on the chat here or on the stream. All right. But all like 90s comic book here with big, rippling, thick muscles, and maybe a little vein that'll pop in right over here. Make that trap a little bit stronger, a little bit more bulbous. So I've already found one thing that's driving me nuts is this left eye of his. So I'm going to transport it here. Eraser's way too big. Fill that in. Let's look at it without. Okay. Looks better. Much better. Although he looks like he's wearing a helmet. His hair is pretty well manicured, like slicked back, and so I'm trying to get that kind of vibe and that look and make sure it doesn't look too much like a hard hat here, but it does look pretty well manicured as far as we go. So some blonde hair, so want to make sure that like he's coming to life here and looking good, and I think he is. Pump up the volume for that muscle there. What I like to do is like first off is like kind of get a contour and outline, and then build off from the shadowing, like where I'm gonna make like thicker muscles and thicker lines. So a lot of people, like when they're inking, this is where they really find the lifeblood of a figure. And as you all know, I have 2 cats, and they are making noise right now. So I'm trying to see like where they're making noise. They might show up on the screen. My little guy, you might have just heard something crash there. But we got that arm moving out here. Give it a little more finger definition shape. Like I really didn't want to draw him. I want to draw him like coming out for a match, but not with. There's just times when I was like, I just don't really want to I didn't really feel like drawing his big like entrance coat, um, Homelander kind of vibe. So I just want to do him with his gear. So we'll start. Like I said, I'm kind of like just going over the basics of the anatomy real quick. Here. So we've got most of like, and I'm going to play around with the torso here in just a moment. Give it some thicker lines. Like, I grew up on 90s comics, so I grew up with a whole lot of ridiculously exaggerated male proportions that I don't exactly care for. But at the same time, like ridiculously exaggerated male proportions are what wrestling's kind of all about. Honestly, it's changed a lot, but like in the '90s and the '80s, it definitely like was the bulwark of pro wrestling. Like if you did not look like a Hulk Hogan, you weren't getting that main event spot. Or you're just being a Hulk Hogan villain like Earthquake. So what I have to be careful of here is this logo. I'm drawing this logo here is a, no pun intended, it's a nightmare. So I don't want to, I didn't really feel like getting it all this detail to it. Like when I'm drawing a figure, a person, I'm really going for like the energy more so than of that figure. What if I made that figure way too thick lined? Like detail does matter, don't get me wrong. At the same time, it's like I'm being judicious with my use of space. Trying to pull in what I think is the essence. That's kind of like what I like about Alex Ross's artwork is that he he will go for what the ideal outfit, costume of that character is. And I don't want to get that with these wrestling poses, be like, when you think of Cody Rhodes coming out in his entrance, what do you think of? And for me, it was just kind of like, him doing the whoa thing, at least in WWE. I almost wanted to do him in one of his Metal Gear cosplays, but I've already done that. And like I said, I really wanted to capitalize on the popularity, on the WrestleMania buzz. And go from there. I'm going kind of fast, it's on purpose. I want to get a good stream in, but I also realize my happy ass needs to probably go to bed here pretty soon because I feel like I'm tanking and losing energy real quick. And I don't want this to be like a total bummer of a stream. A little lighter with these boots. Yeah, there we go. But his boots usually have like a lot of folds to them. They're made from looks like a different material than what you would usually see. So I want them to have like those folds, and I can make it up with the color a little bit later. Let's see how it looks without the lines. Alright, so we got some work to do. Like, he looks like the lower portion has a lot more, like, definition, and there's no real, like, parking lot opens. There's no real detail, it's just outline at this point. And so that's where we gotta kind of come zoom in and work on these lines. Like, his light source is going to be coming from this area here. Like, I'll put the arrow, it'll come down almost behind him. So I want to make these lines right here a little bit thicker. So it looks a little bit more like a marker than what I'm usually used to. So I'm going to come back in and start giving him some details. Because I like the thickness of the lines. It's gonna stand out from the Adam Cole piece I did last week, which, let's take a pause for the cause and take a look at what I did last week here. So this is the end events of the Adam Cole piece, and I need to put a whole lot of detail in this. I might come back and rework some detail, but I want this one with CODY to be a little bit different. The fun of comics and illustration is resizing nipples. Absolutely. If you're not doing that, you're not really living. And I'm starting to notice that I'm kind of like got a John Byrne Superman thing going on where his head is a little over to the left than where I want it to be. Well, my left, I should say. There we go. I was feeling this trap. It was a little too small. Make it a little bit. There we go. I'm going to erase this and get that out of there. Because I have my own general guidelines about, like, okay, I know where I'm going with this. And the biggest thing is that there's not enough. I don't think there's enough black going on here. I'm a big fan of Alex Toth, and Jean Paul Leon, like that whole. If my style could be like anything, I'd like it to be the perfect mix of like Alex Toth and like a Bruce Timm kind of thing with some more Asian influence onto it, not just from anime, but for actual like wood prints. Get that going. So I'm gonna like. Just little details down over here and here. And I'm pretty sure he has. I like adding hair onto anybody. It's just one of those things I love drawing and have fun drawing. And you've got to find that one thing, or two things, or four things, or whatever. Like, I love drawing bricks, I love drawing hair, sometimes leaves. but I want to get some good detail going right over through here. Just to make them less of like little sausages. Okay. A little detail on that bandage that he wears. Just gives it a little texture. So when you zoom out on it, you'll be like, oh yeah, it gives it some nice texture. Okay, into the black, I'm going to put some more hair. This is really where I start getting into the minutia of drawing, which is it's the fun part. Like, I let my ink do like all the heavy lifting. So we've got like a little prickly cactus arm going on over there. You know, he's a wrestler, so you gotta get that good bicep vein going on over there. Add a little bit more. Just a little bit more black down right through here. Yes. Put a little detailed shoulder there. I kind of want more right there as well too. Like just a little bit of contour line to give us some like roundness to that arm. And I have a special guest. There's my cat. They're not used to me live streaming since this is like such a new thing for me. So they kind of just hang out by the air conditioner over there. Give them a little nose shade. Little lip and chin kind of going on through there. So you see him starting to take shape. Like he's already like, I want to have some more textures on his. Excuse me. Sorry, friends. Starting to have some more texture like right down here. But I want to start working with the body first. I put his little tattoo there. And sometimes he has like a little bit of chest hair as well. I'm gonna put just a little bit of that there. Don't like how it's coming out right now. So let's change it up. I'll keep that in there, thank you. Put a little extra underneath the pecs there. And put a little extra underneath the ribcage as well here. And you can put like extra ribs on there. Like I said, I grew up in the 90s and like it's really not my thing. I'd rather this be filled in with blacks and kind of imply that than it be like, oh yeah, he's got like all this ultimate definition. I'm like, man, it's just not my thing as an artist. I don't know if this is like, this is one of the funny things about being drawing wrestlers. Like, does his chest hair go all the way down? And I want to say it's like more of a, from what I remember, like I was just watching SmackDown tonight, and they were only showing him in his suit. I'm just gonna put some just in the middle of the chest here, just to kind of, again, a little bit more detail. I'm just let it fade out just a little bit over here. But I still want definition down at the very bottom of his body, like here. But I still want to be like more blacks. And again, cut that bicep in half. I might do a part 2 on this. One of these nights coming up soon, because we're at 8:40. I've been doing this maybe 20 minutes, and I'm starting to really lose some steam as far as it being, like, I'm sick, I need to go to bed. Because I'm also getting these, like, I'm adding more and more blacks, more depths, and like, I haven't done that on a lot of these. Like, I've left some of these lines sort of empty, like, especially, like, except for, like, the hair. Sami Zayn's got a lot of, like, arm hair and leg hair. So I kept him pretty well detailed there, but a lot of these don't have a whole lot of black to them. So, like, you look at, like, Kenny Omega here, and I have a little bit, but not a lot. So that's where this is coming out, and I don't know if I'm in. I don't know if I'm in my right mind at this point drawing. Which, if you're watching this, thank you for bearing with me. I think I'm going to do a part 2 here. But I'm just having fun kind of getting into, at the same time, I'm having fun just kind of getting into more shadow. Like some overlapping lines that kind of hold. I think I'm going to take a look at this when I'm in. When I'm not doing this, when I'm not doing that. I'm going to come back to it once I'm not feeling like American garbage right here and right now. Appreciate you watching along with me, but I think I'm going to call it at this point. I'm going to get back to you Friday night. So, thank you so much. You can see my desktop there. It looks awesome. And catch you for the next stream. Next one, I believe I'm going to do a part 2 of this, probably at the beginning of the week. Maybe go along with my comic work. I'm just going to put this here because it's unflattering. So part 1 of CODY Roads, we got them all like defined out. We got them going. We'll do a part 2 here pretty quick, and we'll also have on Tuesday night coming back with more Cryptid, doing more Mothman drawing. So if that's your thing, so come with me. Join me every Tuesday night. I do it 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so I can watch other things. And so it's nice and early. This one's a little bit later in the evening. After wrestling. So before wrestling, after wrestling. So that's what I got for you. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Those really do help. I really want to get this channel growing and moving along, and hopefully get more people's eyes on my artwork. So